so na wase we twa hotel asanso aba ye beto ankomo no so de ama Ghana Daakye dwumedie so ewo ITV eso na ansa na no ye Bra David ye adwuma ewo ITV hanom ose memfa ye birthday nsam enko ema adepa ye fa adepa wo Kaso New Town woto Indomie wo Kaso New Town enne ye birthday enti Bra David ITV say my happy birthday nche na koso nya Indomie fa Indomie sika no fesi dan na fa hwe mban na ewe nyumre de oba Indomie no me gidi se obedi no adak ama Bra David say adepa wo Kaso New Town woto Indomie happy birthday enko emfa emma na yatena sen asade na je say ye ba be free enkomo twetwe no asem na na Kwame Ampedu ye okan NPP ye communication team members no eho ewo awutu Senya East na afi nso no Kobe Wilson also no oka NDC communication team members no ewo awutu Senya East nti na ye constituency ba kon emu na amafa ye mrantie efise omomra na entumi Ghana man no eho ye amanyosam niema bebo man no niema emmo man no na nso iguso a ye no ye ni ho enkomo enji ebenifo me won wache mo kwa ba ya Josu nya mbombo ko de mbombo ko nya experience na right June ne di kan no ye be ko yankase ye nsem ahoro me yensa be di ho nkomo enna no eso de na nso mema obia sema me yensa ko num na gini ensem na ekoso no motumi aka bibi e de afa ho ansa na afi aba yankase ye nsem na so enti Kobi na mi frase e free so me nsa wodi wani de di akire gini ensem no
minchia washafu na ya washa India na mfanye cheke sinfama ni chema sinigoswaja ndra no di na oda me na oda pa na yakopon ondo no nyansane ahoden sonko more going forward na fambo youths I will see East na Ghana mpotemina in fact odi djuma padeboa will see East na minchia par executive sina so beyond the Guinea is a neighboring country. But it's the host country, Prakope. The day in fact, Guinea was like, from Nkrumah time, Guinea has been like Ghana, and Ghana is Guinea. When you mention Guinea without mentioning Ghana, you are not being honest to yourself. Is that they were claimed by the Francophone or the Francophone side. Now, before was saying you can be there, say, Nsuche, Twom Bibria. Yes. Now, no much do. Pia
aya no obajibo sisi
na impanyimfo dem ebe na obunu oye kasa o twa asam tintin tiawa osande ada wada to no say amfa to be osode to a ofruit to form amam brother ma interview the government expert no you run an interview na sisiera so na yetina si and the watch matter say amam brother na ho no ono e bibia na mo wa sha to no say in edido to some extent and the history we are trying to make with Guinea no we see is not the best, but to some extent is the best for the people of the country. So back of from kwani ye di into your mind never come here with it and ye the draw no mumien ye back from to me on fire into hostage. I don't know shall sorrow be na work at the ura Eddie and fit our trip 2 times or 1 man beam maybe bia na aye no won umbra kwando no o say makwan amen pafo eden on so the ideas fofo agin fofo a obe man no aye do akọ ni na man fo afa on campaign fra ebi mpa na wa membu mu kra na anye bi kontwa yi nti wotu atensen no man na or konichi no akoyi no hia na wa doko West Africa na yem mbabu no wo ha no abrase Guinea in particular. But say a best constitution no na wa kasa fa okwan lo na ya dem no ba. Today it was a coup, but what I'm happy about is that there was no bloodshed.
Akoye
Mujje bia ni wa wokewi na me fe na me deposit ahen e de Ghana ha yen democratic election ekoy. Ghana went for democratic election. Yem koto aba ni nipa. No ndi enani. US nipa wo hwe won kwa. Mbabu na wo timpo wetime akwa mo man no wa hwe won kwa. Yen obi am anka won asma bisin there. We had not gotten justice for any of them. When I compare these two, I salute that military man than the leader who led us into this election, that we lost lives. And Kunya that it's oscillated in. But the way this one is organized, it's a classic one. And I think it has brought a kind of liberation to the people because none of I'm manifesting what it's say. Let me it so Ghana here. And to me, there, or your man from Wapim, more training, no waba. No, for any other, I didn't send the party current to Kent around there, a bit there, 15 years to 12 years. Well, bra, why ideas in our son. So then my union before she. Well, no, quite no breaking. It is about corruption or what?
But I said the no man penny back.
Lady, the same party, no ideas.
And your constitution,
why
and your constitution in my coin.
So be more constitution, Macano. But yes, there. I don't want to know. Now, and seeing the oil and shows Magana and African countries working in a day. It's about time the youths that are rising. We wouldn't contain some of these things. Say, Mbrakwana say, able to mark for 2 terms, 2 terms, a view. Men didn't running, men say, no, find yard more. Now, one day, he gets, but we was a bishop meet and see, yeah, find this one. This is people are wide awake. The media, the armed forces, they are there. It's one 2 months. Now, you want to breach it and be so much tyrants. The time will come for someone to rise upon you. Right. You find this one, the man, and the young shaman in Druho. You have to train my now you farm and chimney and send you for any mouse there for if benefits young in the Abusunafo, the man. Now you track cautiously, so I also don't get there. But if you no blood, maybe I'm mobile from now, be the cat man, would you agree? Impo election for Mudibu. It's young shake.
Okay, my yena wase ho na fi menko aye nana ampedi so na so ma mema asema miensa na fa kasafa gini ensami ehun ko se account 90 pe na account.
Yeah, unia ma me fa konya wesunchia honorable Obatampa me bisa akumsen any party penifo nyina wo ewutu senya east. Na michia menua so mehini ni share I was set so acha kakra I think about 3 or 2 months near I share na kan ye bianka mati bia at least be share one way or the other but me hu na che so michia no ene anope na me michia also so ase me ba studio akra me bozo me no ya ba thing I do so am me so they call every time and I need to bring different me mobi ba I I think twice when I've changed for people to come because now I hooked up baby with other engagement of the party itself and Ghana. It's and then my friend and Drana Msika and then I need to pass through and then from there I'll move on to baby Semiko. But Unia Guinea. You see, nobody will support anything you put the name on as cool. When you check your dictionaries, I bet you cool is something perceivably say a negative aspect to our normal movement. They make what I say. Cool, obingati cool, ebi oha eye papa, saying there enye papa. Today there is no bloodshed. Tomorrow somebody will do that same thing with the same name, but there will be a bloodshed. So why do you take this one and say because this one was a bloodshed into a more bad than the one without bloodshed? Anything bad is bad. You get it? So obi a change constitution. Say me 3 times. Asna one expert in Kasano. Sanka AU whatever. Let me one thing to is AU ECOWAS, the United Nations and all those people no. If country no any against that, they cannot input theirs on you by force. It's a man nipa no SSA constitution no. Na state nangasa na omo na yedi omo sesa na babedane whether good or bad on them no. What were they saying about that change? May cut 3 times instead of 2 times.
Because someone also come to net you.
Yes, so no. The state will do something for those people also to come in. Miti mejumemuha. Mimi techemu said the juma na mo ye ne enye. But the juma mu we for na juma ye for complaining ya. E be na me amefi echi na ba intervene ama wo. Many na ehunu. Until when the person was changing it from this 2 to 3, you know. Ekromamu na nkasa they had opposition parties and stuff. Omu ye then he found where did they register their displeasure in terms of those issues na eba no. Mu ye wie ni nyina no now no loophole abedan obi fu so obetimi akọ another one account and then the military man or share picture say kwa ni obeka ni aido.
Yeah,
me who some pictures be me aid no ono no kofa ne ba say be me yes
and was sorry tiano.
That is it. Afbo bi beka wa no fru ntumem. Ti woni ni din komo. Yes, woni ni din komo na wo so hwo say one day in komo no a wo di ni bebrebe no will give you a negative impact in terms of that person who 14 within a minute or a day obetime use against you. So I will not sit here to say whether it is good or bad. With the name alone as a coup, that's on the once again ABC and yeah they two one about we no go sit down make them cheat at JJ Rollins motor. That is when your old school now me teacher be or chair me English and social studies. Okay, we no go sit down make them cheat at now say but as time goes on your connect we say no. We read it to us so okay when the people are agitating and those things stuff so Ghana they have a become today somebody I will not be happy if somebody even says because like Senami Brai can obi say you break the 8 you know and no so yeah another form of obi I say cause I say another coup but let us draw a clear line. How many years did NDC rule Ghana? How many years? JJ Rollins ruled from ASFR, right? And the best sign a PNDC. And the best sign PNDC.
Almost 19 years or so.
What I said? It was one person. Yeah. For about 19 to 20 years was one person. AFRC, PNDC, and then NDC. One person ruled for over 19 years. You see, Ghana, why? I didn't know Croisa. Say bibi bana ye ebe say ye dey kromu we will not incite that young boy young girl down there to know say ye hanomo no one party can rule for over 19 years 20 years. The only thing Ghanaians want to know is say we went to the polls to vote for you to continue. What I say. Let us see NDC was in power in 2000 and 2000 when JJ decided say okay we're going 8 years into now constitution natural say as a president you go for only 2 terms. He also had the power to change it to make it 3 terms 4 terms whatever but you see so we are going for only what 2 terms. Didn't NDC field a presidential candidate? Yes. The meaning can know. I want to draw. Ghanaians, they should listen to it. There are 2 things. That's why I said make this credit the coup aspect.
Yeah, so also all kind of crime. The
good. Oh, you're politician. It's you be want to say. They say I can't hear because of kasi NPP per se or break 8. And Ghana constitution. That is it. It's in 2000. Or the John Evans Atambo Sibabe contested election. Meboa. It's Odinkunima akaye kupa na. You get it? In 2016, na NDC as a party, wanka unzo wanka se nanado danko go fado so let me discredit no who the whole kind na meche wa there wanka nanado so let me also use it as a party MDC no in 2016 na NDC rule from 2009 2012 and 2016 it's in 8 years right it say person be break it why did they bring their candidates so ombra no be contested so there are 2 lines yes Ghana for yes NDC for when the communication is going out it should go out with a good package for people to understand and that is the agreement in 1992 constitution. Okay. It's in one party like MPP as we want to break the 8 we will only break the 8 depending on the impartation on the Ghanaian people and omeka sit to aso and asset nase. But Semikoko winning in 2024 inshallah we are going to win with our different candidates.
All right.
Yeah, we are. It doesn't make it a coup. It is a democratic rule.
Okay. All right. Mama no say I'm pretty now in for so na film. We dey adventure me ma kwan mo chere the fire Guinea e coup na esi ho no ho. Afeni ye gbowran someone kasa na ye ba bedi ho enkomo no emu ni di kan ye hwem Airbus and somewhere by an Airbus scandal no ka be ye say the yanentie say ekuo bi a MPP etarium ho echim se omo de Kanema mpani John Dramani Mahama ebego kopi mo special prosecutor enimu e de afa Airbus 7 ho na ne apiepie mu eba ne se omo na omo for sa ensem no court na edi asam no ejai eye obaako emo de wafa ne ho agi no omo jai ni wi no chim se sa Airbus ensem enye ne kru eya manyo some politics enom de gu nipa bi enimase so Ghana ha de ekuo bi a isu MPP tarium ho so omo de Kanema mpani John Dramani Mahama ebeko kopi mo special prosecutor enim Kobi
yeah, the Jumedi be a check of instead of one demand. Na I am a coach, but I'm coach one prime minister. I am a kufado now fast. You know, Baba fast, garbage tobacco. No, unless you are corrupt, you cannot be co-as chair. Only corrupt men are appointed as a co-as chair. So no offer. No, you co-as chair. No, this year military for way to Nadedon. Already I don't know cost when or what was when in. Negotiation not to hobby. When two for Lumia, Mary, and you say, Shamunyanku, Namin Show, Usuban. Usuban na Alpha Conde, order didn't. The same thing now for no even. Until Usuban or the Nam no Kujana, and I say, Empire and pet. And then I shall wasting, and I'm there to warning. The echo was Uncle from Penny from the widow humble. Oh, there. As some of court, I am come once. Now, court of standard of that community traditional UK, the Crown's Court. I said by for 2 years. In fact, for 2 years they were investigating the case against the middle is that gentleman from UK. Now, on another no day you can procure on behalf of the aircraft, the company that manufactures the aircraft. The Airbus for one nipa would agents like a client who say for people and also customers. What the matter one day. What are gonna do? What are which one commission? Today I'm agent of your product. So if I want to bring you a customer, you pay me a commission on it. Airbus has something. Then my area something if you to my stating because go to that down. Obia knew I say why fraud and Africa dam. What am I doing? Can you John Dramani Mahama? You should more call me na be seen today. Papa, no song. Na MPP your party beer. So what do to a paddle? The one row. No one sell. One sell could go to massive. NPP, they are very good at that. They are very, very good.
I like you. Pay your way, skip it too.
The one row one.
Good.
The one said because one day when need evidence to be on par, and people make it look like it is true. So see, and you know we. And if Panama Martina do, Kuyala, what one Ghana for now? We are not tasked there. Or man penny or 3 years and Kufuado, young president. Ono, the mother of all serpents of corruption. Now Kuyala chede or your investigation. They say yeah, somebody. Now, there. It means that whatever he said about Nana Akufo-Addo, the president, is true. Now, of course, I made it. I made the investigation. He didn't even mention Mahama's name. Okay. Also, ex-governor of Shawan. He didn't mention Mahama's name. But MVP can change to Mahama, the former president. Or Tankwa Coordinatum. Now, Shankasima was a war investigation. If you want to establish it, how did any conclude that Mahama was involved in that? And even in any case, was there any corruption? Was there any corruption? Obi track at the Mudiri Mobi. Corruption at the Mudiri, which will be Bobiana. And there, Nipana Martin investigation, all trained there. So, on the rule no, in the UK, as a party member involved in whatever so scandal MPP is talking about. So, on the rule, UK, no, so, what's the one kun for? Dampa. You should make your UK fraud office, serious fraud office, UK handle. You know, scandal, some worker, another S-Bass scandal, be about or you require them, you should move there, require. So, who them Panu Boma? No matter the wage not there. Party member were involved in. Hey, the Pekuba Bass and another way were involved in. I could not confirm that or correct. Dampa at the Mudibi and or called UK. You want what UK Foreign Office one investigation. Then Matsanamido as a prosecutor will then, based on it, give the report to Attorney General. Now, so we are conducting investigation one more time. So now, if it is true, say, Abia, I could see maintain, I been say, Asian Assembly UK. Who born with the enemy, most of the nation was him. Now, lo and behold, serious Foreign Office in the UK, in the Crown's Court, why are today, there's something like fraud. There's something like Obi Chad Mudi. Yewe nuka etu kotwe yetwe. Mahama no so this alone exonerates Yura John Dramani Mahama. Unless of course because on Akufo the word dry corruption no. Now on na over 60 scandals. Over 60 scandals na corruption no one he. Nye dey bia nipa oil corruption Oru Akufo kan dey from Adam Abroso. Corruption has been there. Adamudie has been there. But our down no what the ba mebe ya fa ho no na oche dey pin na atifie ashon ko fa na nka no yewu na nka beka de eka ho bi Yoro Mahama no son na ya nipekum no pada bia wa ya ko green mass na nso akosi aga nti ma ebiti dey osu bempa hosuna doye also from then facing the country obi atiku ni bi anybody can petition the Attorney General. But it's left with him that an assembly or icon has got any substance or basis B or a dance CDB because UK serious Foreign Office what's it? What we share mahu a dance CDB are also support today and part would you at them with Maubi over Ghana and Ampo UK. And it's a why establishment my dear and I do have a different ways of investigating it and I do have a different evidence. And I'm come UK for so who's Bempa? And MP before. What's our different evidence? Apart from what serious Foreign Office in UK, why you should make for 2 years? That's all I'm saying about you evidence be that. What come on UK when you're okay? No, only panel. Yes, we evidence. You are dancing with a shadow and pack. Why did they do? Come on. Now you are come and say Jabin, I'm not obey. I'm not obey. Maybe I'm person who would dear someone. Oh, baby, brother. As man, if I can know you can hold there, some you can hear what's be better than you. So what evidence are one sound call you commission embassy of no yeah that who evidence or should they when panel or can they not call because sabi and to me dina fako and to I am PMOB they can do whatever they want to do but so far as the reality now concerned you are man John Mahama no song and that this time around MPP should bear in mind say under 2016 nothing I bet you destroy Mahama's image will wash because Abba someone came from Mahama. What is new? They should rather sit down and think about that kind of corruption. Oh, greedy, one flaster house. Oh, God, woman penny. Say Mustafa Kasembi. Then can them papa run aid to the no. If I was a spokesperson for the president.
President no, somebody minister.
You see, also I'm an appointment to be. At the point I also said, Edu pempem subina e pain de kuano and I do manani. Na yantu show any yan kan kware nchiro. The madu ato bloom. Na we are doomed. Na so man akwahin man na say awie. Ma wadu no wonya kokuduru. Won kan chama panin na kufu ade dey. O man pani egwa eldi efi wadu kofu di fi kan. Na corruption no wala mo amenu. Ewi adi na abo wudi na what's the corruption? So Obo was the most corrupt leader ever in our Fourth Republic. Meanwhile, everybody, and my assurance there, you are not going to be corrupt. You're going to protect our peace. But what do we see? So Mahama has been exonerated from the investigation established by the serious fraud office in UK. And the gentleman involved, I will see them so fraud office, fraud office in UK because they have what? Wasted his time, defamated his character, everything. So they should keep on. If also on Papa, I'm going to Pembra. Why be here? Okay.
All right. Mama now saying I'm found soon. Alright, a Kobe Wilson or Casadema NDC, Mayakuno, Utu Senior East, and watch them say, I didn't know Mahama no song. I wasn't that no song. Now I was about no worry churchy, and you want someone to come from call. Now a bibu at the abom one cassa. Now men call na I'm producing so now fee, yeah, sure, no, so no. Ebas and semi, the baby chim, someone they be called special prosecutor and chain. Now the John Dramani Mahama Kanaman Penny and then echo.
Yeah, Unia, I really like my brother's submission. Not liking for the oil, but I would say if you yeah the Jari Mahama corruption Jano and ye you try to so who has been tagged as even the devil himself apart from the president Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo from 1992 even the head of state by then Jerry John Rawlings, he was not supposed to see eyeball to eyeball with Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. From 1992 the Kumi Prekun era all those things, he was the one person if the Ebaya Bedu ne who say Nana Addo has the potential but my contesting in 2008 Shenyama Sabi NDC for Kanfa Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo today, including John Dramani Mahama today. You see, that's why I said I love your conversation. This is defining somebody's own character, personality. Say enya, start doing it from now. But then we no anya ni say oh, osan we no san Nana Addo be shemu so everyday no ne wafa say baba. It is good. But I remember this statement from BBC. Sobibo, are you corrupt? The man distinguished himself as an animal. So no wonder in years back say Wadani Ojanfunu. Listen, everything God does, is calculated. It's in a this is what we are thinking. The one with 3 would be paid one day. You cannot hide it. Are you corrupt as John Dramani Mahama? You sitting, are you corrupt? Or say as a human being or as what? John Dramani Mahama, now you wanting me to say journalist ABC or direct question, who be saying as you are as what? Jesus Christ. Oh, we are no energy to moe. Then Mahama, then Okokaye, and tell us that the man was swimming. Even at that time, when he had an interview, no, I quite the mudye. It always say, Anna says, we get it. So the perception Mahama was carrying by that time. And I call Lydia to the investigation. You be an interview or say because when he said that time, no fee dressing room do or Wajad the Mudian so no could do station or into Bisa no say, hey, and I'm going to leak information. Into my main fan agro and Obisa those questioner sabe me back it to a crime bisa. So what just we no saba years back. Also me the madani o join funu timoka twa mo yaba say then it concluded. At that time he was sitting there as a different human being. We are seeing him as human being but no nim dey no ye. Ever scandal. The processes when the guy has already no from zero fraud office. When they finish the issue, it is left to the country to prosecute whoever is there. Omo call that issue sina omo need them. The him for is it Singapore or something? Omo need them. What are you talking about? You see, Yase Mafa reporting number because I had the whole book from that. Next time about my brother, then you can run copies and read everything that they were stating. Everything you see, Mimi Kita the Obi statement I got Ghana Web. I have the whole statement. Which one? No, I don't kind of our statement. He has it. The whole court we know the ban. Is it about 200 and something? He has it. Bisano or almost 30 years, and the sequence of ways, Ghana official one, blah blah blah, or the Ninuan Equoya. Who was the lead member? Embrana Yakoto Ebasno. It's not
government official one.
Yes, who was the lead member? Obi Ghana Fuenim Koto, Monche Moniba, no Obi Ghana Fuenim Koto. Is you know Samo Mahama? Who is Samo Mahama? In the same book on no John Dramani Mahama, Etroye, Osinu Bakude, Janu Kokotu way, and then Abroche Emonu because of that ultimate bada. In the sequence, one person Mama Ghana ko acquire Airbus needing Ghana. No. The guy had to do some documentation or a Ghana. Look at this revelation. John Dramani Mahama, a falsified document, all those things apart. You see, we don't want to deal personal, but men pushing you to deal with that personal aspect. So what I said, the saga no, a Ghana and a tagging a Ghana for ye here. So it tells us it be a new to a different level. And next time when we are going to acquire things of those nature, I see a team use a different approach in order to get it. Send a better AC. America has its own problems. UK has its own. Every country has its own peculiar problems. But here the anybody draw, then we turn everything to make sure say ye be go obi anima see ejobi. That is how I now say we so. But when you go to UK or any other places, the case there is not going to stay. That is why you see they are smart. Why head of state that? And those loopholes and the can could have even lead to another thing in Ghana. So when you be behind a body can be straight, you need to go through into a judgment where boy any money and they can be straight no unless you within area say a legal alumni no about church move back because any as well go wait my kind bro. But they need to come and explain the same law no and farmer back for the citizenry to understand it because somebody to a plainer the bit in no yet me so and that is one of the things which he knows and I know. Say be hospital no or your administrator crap some technical terms no Obo will say, oh, yes, I see you. But those people will come and tell you the difference between the word Nankasana Sichel. But you know, ICU is an ICU. You get it. But don't make me chill. The entire honor different from the other words I said, you almost treating the power. It's in everything. We need to think deep in that line to understand. Us falsified documents, man. Ningan and school Ghana, one school Legon. Buying the document, also Ningan school Legon. And those things were all there plain. In order for the guy to be able to acquire, you have taken into this perception. Say Airbus nearby, right? Sika a cost so $5 million US. I say I know the try before and so on with mine. Those were the key thing. Na hard junior. Almost no. You better any betray bribe ni any amount. Those were the things that they were looking out for. They were not looking out for say you bet you be able to in international. But move you say next time you say more to be biana. Before you can get it, mutua ademudie say asma kokoto. And that one in its way is sa ademudie kra betima be foforo e wo manim unlike say ba ko tua dia mobi no wodi ni feed and we get a little from there. And your advice say na yesua. But when the people change it to personal attacks, then we also have to come in and do personal. Some Mahama e yenimia na chi ba mi no say nine. Me boa. Woman the document so call Legon, ono so call Legon. Onye Juma Canada, Uncle School Nipo Canada. By the way, they say because of we need to register a company for him. Me a president, you know. Until Kwabi am first will be a register man. And that will make it obi assumption say then corruption a dry no. And then I come find another danko who in this country everything me akoka say sebi na nado danko akufado. You do not to obey any MP for 12 years, obey any minister. Me can be in for 8 years. Or some be candidate for another 8 years, or we are be president. Or the 5th year ni munu. One and a bit makasina na do danko ekufuado. John Ejekunku for investigating is what bibi in terms of say or foreign minister. MSC and only a fraud that. Who? We are journalists. Tell me. For over 20 years. Why are there? And then another ni subi bada.
Okay. Bana we nankasa wo hona ye bewum na mu ne hwem se na wosika sing na kire sa asem no egusu wo international court.
Debi. Omo issue omo wi omo ma verdict no. So it's up to you the country to follow up. So full side and you masia.
Nipa bi afato omo so omo.
Exactly. So omo you see I don't want to mention fixing the country, fix the country whatever. It is a special group. Omo di ba no. They should do the own person here. You wa hanom no afak for echo court pay me boa. Let my vote count echo be pay. And the kosi platform no mo that way. Accountable for alliance government blah blah blah. Almost court. Those pressures are there. We ebiato to NDC, ebiato to MPP. So for the rest but almost use a right channel whereby enkodane say be creating enemies among ourselves. Say no omutimi ma enkofoga fix the country. And they do baby I better fix the country. But I don't know whether the English is what they don't understand. The person even shouting for fix the country. Or no can fix it on whom way. That's why we are saying say who could do abrochene ho yenita. It is the people. The law is there. But the people as takes the law no some won pay for money yejuma ko ebe man na yejuma. And no thing na who the paper to form akolato guys for paper no. Okay. And no thing na sabe onim so only driving license good. Onim so only driving license on kon faka and driving away akase me pa chow. Oh wait, me corner me man 2 cities there be fa. Police on the 5 city and open to man and that's one way 5 city na the man. You are helping that corrupt attitude now we see Yenjan. You are helping it. Okay. And you know, a chrono yeah fix you be a do the part of it. Who's a Ghana or this thing? Who say who French? Who be who book lawyer to no be jina hache. And there are two adwin mu say be anywhere betimi I say am a bribe ya we my is too submissive for the person intimate me. But what we are saying is say Airbus scandal is fixing the country led by Osubempa almost the petition the SPR omo fan call SP ho SP ni kokoye na djuma wie na onu so fo say nya because the former SP was in the line no or that in Amani Ojuma. He didn't even finish it. And whatever happened. It's, you know, we are saying everybody can go through the legal means in 1992. That one is better than so Obeka said because of where you try to and the me say me tetewa me do baby anam the idea about that is not what we don't like. If it's in the legal way, I support omunko legal way. But emenko say ye de ba be ku ye ho ye de ba be say ye ho. E kuro no ye na e peni ye no matter where you are, whether opposition or in power.
You think ka say Nana Ampedu okasa de man bibia menyeko e wo utu senye is na afie ba sensam no so akasa krade afa ho na ye hwe asamo a etoso ye mienu ne ba bedi ho enkomo National House of Chiefs President wa command government dey afa infrastructure policies or ye e wo man mu na nwura no am reading ye ma bi di fa ho a ye Africa no omo aranke amanya hodo a omo infrastructure etumpon wo beye fihye mienu emu eni no wo hwe afie twemu ya na ye say West Africa hanum Ghana etoso mienu West Africa Ghana say Cape Verde na edikan wo West Africa hana Ghana etoso mienu e say infrastructure ekoso yi pa wo hanum Kobi ma memra so sa netie anase e wo buku mo
question na them it's them statement no it's not kakra but sometimes painful work asem na akebina kan ya na eti ni panando ndi ereka asem na service sofi nka kan hemfo ho no roba asofo ho no roba asofo a wodi kuon was wodi an ko heaven so ya hemfo a once wash ye no they are the custodians of the land so asem fi wo ho roba na Rebecca can be a you have to hold on to your bones na and cancer. So message you say they are commending the government or an for what infrastructure policy. So away a Sunday, me boy. You were a Sunday. It be a Sunday. A policy is what?
Nchwe baka say enhyehyeye
hyehyeye epere di akwando na obeye nsenda ho na ohwedo di yade bi ohwedo wode ye bi ohwedo wole to anamon bi. That's a policy. It's come to serve as a guidelines ombe buayen man hyehyeye bi ana yentu anamon bi anamon nkasa na entui in the first place. The die na aso dem also ndai there obesi 88 hospitals no na yenda so na it's a policy that we wanted to bring aboard, that we want to embark on 88 hospitals in every district to cater for our infection centers and other things. The minister better parliament no wasi. Then was swing. And when you share. And so we can check on Ghana for Judy. Over COVID, why not I don't know. And we are for no odum pempendubia. I am there. You won't binom no kwarka or ya wondon. Na it was a man one deep politics tintin man say a him for a suffer. Yamini pa yanka se nkopana afro that the name name for uncle heaven in deep politics tintin man because nkontompo na mp for wash as what my politics why the politics bi ayi nkontompo no obema afofro yele ka say for 5 years down the line ayura omampini nikufado obetina gum ruling within political party yele ka infrastructure do ye school adan asupiti yen drainage system yen roads yen kenyema otumi raise no odi njuma ba the more hin say in into be sende on kan do one here na do da ba. How do you say obi the policies aba on your hwe for 5 years I can 3 years? How do you come and say me be bad for mere policies? Na mo ye yen man say one kan yon mo ye mo sisi hospital o sisi schools o sisi adana ho akese na fi o ye roads odema yen one kan yon na answer it was a year of road part 1 you have a year of part 2 still at a charming still ya kwanin ye ka so to ye here abi to ni wie e kwa akra to ni wie Mira amuna donko da wani no say enim kwan do enwa na wadu na ma pato ntima mintia do na e kwan dem
na say we
abato ka na chin na say nku nipa nkanwara wo ho a wan sa behwe nkwa e ko nyale ka cross de bia e keto e ba to e kwa to wadu to na for so many years I had a can to feel it the one a certain king or a certain leader also not say commend the Kufuado for infrastructure policy. How does it make or how does it benefit the Ghanaian? I am the in there. Me heard a man who I want to see you. How are they about Obama my neck the union? Young Shemho. This is a Sunday. Everybody, I say, a bema money to Mpon. Anka 2017 or an institutional address or Parliament House. You look for this in there. He is in a hurry. I am in a hurry. Me person from the government to me point to more approve one. I am in a hurry. Me no hurry no baby or there could do. Me no speed I use the level of G I use. As you speak, young roads they are in a dilapidated state. Motorway can home. In as pretty na what's in some form. E kwa mpeno weda dumpo. Ye ka say young school are done on seeing mo from gold track, green track. Oko school pa we be on tena. Mo from ko school we young tena do. What's the form? No what try do form cement do. Ebi tada no mu. Ebi wonder no onwin nso to onwin. Nso to one flood here because yen drainage system in here. We do not have a proper drainage system in our country. Boiler 1 million because we don't have a common site for everything. And it's I say for 5 years you are now thinking of policy for infrastructure until we should commend you and the king is saying it's not obey news. I don't get it. Okay. I don't get it. Yeah, I'm the 2016 I'm kare I wanna what do my manage no I'm what NDC as a political party. Now you know you can with the dance there. Yes, because Nema Mahama Yay ultramodern ICT center. Nema also see unpacking of solid infrastructure projects. We have still journalists in the country who didn't even know that Mahama has built certain things, including Maritime Hospital. Oh, you there? A man for no answer would only that's mine. But I'm born the Wunti, Yan fanfare, Yan Shahuja, Yan Bohuja. Ma never brave Mahama ya, so I can't show that I mean. We have some still journalists in this country, from multimedia, from even you, despite the media, they didn't even know that Mahama had all this in place. So if you are banning, there's some hospitals are trouble working like Busha. You don't even know Mahama will see. You don't even know that an enhanced administration that those things were constructed. Say a boy who they will, they are fanfare. Your boy from wa hu dem na na kufa na ba no we ya ka go bia behu dem kwa ofu na wo kotwa wo ka to sword shama wo discover ba won ka to sword wo bubu adan pa wo ya ho fanfa enti ya wo call la hospital the hospital why da wo enti wo bubu no na wo sifoforo ni bubu hospital agu mpa na men ya ma won no na do bo hungwa ya ho fanfa ma hemfo tena ase wo wie no 5 years ni so besi nda yini the man okay bo shama over just $41 million to build 100-bed capacity hospital was shama and for over according to million to come by na ebu kind of bay we shame man fu na bongwa jira na tata yen wi asino ka so de wi na ketependi de back akra yen ni mu hwe abisinde na wa ya manfo sisia nkusi na nkanto wonam dem kwan do ye wa ha so that what cast will be in 2020 or election no nado because na so fi no nature na man peni Mahama o ka chende Ghana fo hwe me kan question me de gwanda papa e ball na matriko mo sonoye no so that they can fall and vote for him
tell over say kan man peni so ye bisa
because only more to me here because why me ehu man peni Mahama wan factor wan kwatso po ehu no ka so be what the sofi na keteple de won achi no okope okati wie ogbon se manu wie na dan ho ape na machine nachi bibi okati so di na me bi sa de so okati so de ba 50 so okati ya including quantity no okati ya how many ekompon hu a wa hyase wo so be wie ye wa ha na issue national television akache nde akechem including my district including here. How many of these hospitals are going to build purposely because of the COVID-19 and how we can treat our infections or infectious diseases? About 88 hospitals within 18 months. As you speak, it's over 2 years down the line. Where are these hospitals? I couldn't put on see. Maybe I am saying just Kofuribia Hospital, also be a regional hospital. Kofuribia. In Kaudi Kayesin region audition.
All right.
And see how I'm saying there. In service why a policy of infrastructure. Na comment na. Mo hin why that. Na nti mo die so no sun. Ono butu why I want about. All
right. Mama na wasenti no come we say say and I so bi keke na my penny eso and we obo na ba so ai we so die a opa na ebe mu opa so emmemu ti we die enya de bia rampedu so hu say adada so keke.
Oh, Edio. NDC. They need to really take a paradigm shift in the style of leadership and communications aspect sometimes. Sometimes I see saying, if you really don't understand somebody's phrase, don't judge the person or acknowledge the person. Say Etikumwa, the first time in the history of Ghana, Amu said, National House of Chiefs, any council of elders or states, you know, Abu Musa Omo patrols, familiarization tour. Yedieni kwa kushemu. Se enyama una yebe here we no from the time I buy no. Ediene air course. So I think Graphic captured it when they were going on the tours. They've been through. I don't know whether they finished with all the 16 regions, but I suggest yes they finished with the 16 regions. One of the things the House of Chiefs no what we call the roads, the hospital, the schools, and other infrastructure, be the 1D, 1F, 1 village, 1 dams and stuff. To make sure say whether they have been able to start or just a normal rhetoric be also as determined as fanfare. So for a chief to come up and tell you, say, this is what we have done, and then you say, or Kaka because of MPP communicator and NDC communicator. Yitimen Samunya Kasa groups in Hobi. Council of Elders, Omo Kahon. Omo Kwan Omo say, Yediania Kwako share the infrastructure now, oh yes, all that. But let me tell you, the infrastructure now, too, hard and soft. They didn't talk about the soft ones. Because soft ones in the crown, every person will be back on no crash because I don't know personally. It will be say free SHS. Nebenya be crowd guys and the bank of free SHS. You cannot, take him on or her on for anything. You get it? Yamano addition be so uncle Suya bibi no suntimi ye bibi wa mekanche wa unhunu. But the infrastructure no ho. So I always sit there and say NDC workers come Mahama yeah roads yeti kromwa. Almost say takradi interchange PTC no. Quite recently about 2 months ago almost see twin course ho here. Mimi ni obi tie platform can say be and I'm say are you sure you travel? I say yes. So lo and behold in confront by almost all my demonstration because they are marking the 19 cities instead of 50 cities. What the news there? So now they are seeing the PTC interchange is what going on. The same NDC almost see there's nothing like interchange in Tamale. Na Tamale no man call reti pillars. Now after that Bibian Kosu here, this same chiefs National House of Chiefs about 70% complete and the time is about 2023 later part or early part in 2024 it will be fully open no and Shakra end that time from them. So if they are commending the president, this is some of the things on the new but see Tamale Interchange Bank also here PTC bia enko so here sebi 1 village 1 dam krano no mo say 1 village 1 dam bi no emma omu communication director ekoko gina de efend ye bo hunu say mu hwe atachenko na mesa na hwini mebo a this is the people we are dealing with. Yes, this is the people we are dealing with. Today later John Domani Mahama goes there for a campaign or thank you or whatever talk for the first time who's call first one son or the way to us agenda 88111 I hate grounds so timi kokko say so nini it is like discussing the tapes on any man okay can be them bring you ho Or see, even this one, I even started it and I was doing it and I was this. The thing is not existing. Today you are telling me, say, oh, look, you see, these are the people we are dealing with. Because interchange, it's a lie. And kosu diomu kanu mubwa, just a mere rhetoric ni nyama ne kosu. If you do it, you see yen ye kope is cannibal. So sani ribeka dia won. Wow, Regional Hospital, NDC this year. Even UG Hospital. It was started by who? John Ivasatamos. There's nothing being credited in the first era of NDC. But they say everything. The maritime, those things were all started by one Kasa boss. Talk about your person, the wire, and count it whether we do Sadena. They will share your boy in 200 secondary schools. Who corner 24. Plus, your friend is saying, World Bank 25. 49. And then we are somewhere around 88. Somebody has completed it. After you lost the election, we called those contractors back and they say it was just clearing fees. But nothing. Some of the 120 schools now not sure starting the first phase. They almost started some mobile foundation. You can do 80. They've started all those areas. Say, this is what we are going to do there. But not But only the account someone see. So these are the people we are living with in Ghana. Today, they cannot credit anything in the name of Danado Dankwe Akufo-Addo. And I wouldn't be surprised. Obi kan say Nanado enkache no number of schools awesi. The number of schools Nanado esinu enye say maba befa a new foundation na me ba besi o. But in my secondary school, Nifa secondary school, when they were dealing with only one block, and today I go there, and Nanado has added another block to it. Send a capacity because Nanado is school. And this is what is not making Ghana here progressing. These things that we are doing. And then Nanado Bano who said, John Dramani Mahama started a day we say, Nebebo are the good people of Kaswa. Let me go and continue. Or to us, or see onya here. That is the perception. Ghana Nibia, including we politicians, say, Nanado and Faso so and Bofom. And see from the scratch, and we are Bosuma Nipa Korejuma Uma, onya here. John Dramani Mahama and then I say, Echo Western or Echo Nitoya Okuya. Or say the new regions almost see sebi nyamieni. Nanado Dankwe Akufo-Addo T region we no Jan or T regional ministers asa onye bibia. Today, in your own papers, and some way some coordinating council away. It's in John Dramani Kokan in 2 days, no. And I did 2 days, cartoons. And I did an C1. It's only cartoons who can build a whole machine in 2 seconds. And this is the people we are dealing with. It is a house of chiefs that don't all those things going on. Putting police barracks, putting on hospital, expanding, buying equipment and making it useful to meet the demand. Doing all those things, Nanado is putting an infrastructure into the wire there. Who see me can see Obia Kosi UG Hospital, which wasn't even started by him. Obi Akwakosi Maritime Hospital, which is a company policy. I say, who to make you up? Obi Akwakosi, any Bank of Ghana, right? Hospital, which are your policy, and you're part of them. Go and look at their code and ethics. You're for a director. These are some of the things you need to put in place. That is
it. Constitution never, and I say, what do you call it? Political parties now about who so say we are a winner. In the normal reign. Sike bia ya de start ejumi bia no enye pocket money of John Dramani Mahama. Enye the pocket money of Nana Addo Dankwe Akufo-Addo. Enye the pocket money of Nana Kwame Ampedu. Enye the pocket money of Wilson. Enye taxpayers' money. Enti afia ba ne saying and the Negan ha betumi nya Kwame Nkrumah project to start ye bi wenwie eguso ewo ho. Ye benya eye former president JJ ye benya Kufuor de correct. It is because of these things. And no make us say Oti an osi Nanado en show nete nanu matem osi ontimi en che school dan pa wesi. So Nanado comes and complete 50 or 20 schools, 30 schools in addition to your e-blocks. Osi onye hwe we did even encourage ono oti we. Say obo betimi atwa ye ejuma so ana. Nte moa na moya mo sa. And I say some na mu tie yeah the politician so everything we say you be for say makam dey or defending the party we defend party. And no need problem. But me cannot gas ubwa
So we almost see we are young hospital be complete the old one. No so me old one no. Say oh, I am me deposit na do dan Akufo-Addo. John Dramani Mahama started say we will complete so we give you credit. Everybody wants say now the shift in politics is changing. What you say yes school die. But when you go to Accra Academy, how many blocks have you seen there? Nanado Danko Akufo-Addo. Go to Thomas Aquinas. How many blocks they see one Nanado see? Go to a Christian Methodist. How many blocks? Go to English Yama from Yechihaya. How many blocks Nanado AC or what's your school die?
When you
this is it.
Okay.
Clarify. If the need arises, I'll come. I have four, right?
Now, 6 class unit block. 6 class unit block. So, school don't see for that. In fact, being come for expansion. Abari biya ba oyebi.
It's YBB.
Why see yebi?
YBB.
Work for yebi.
YBB.
Atamo see yebi.
YBB.
Where Mahama for class for expansion oyebi. We are talking about Akufo-Addo. We are talking about starting something new, afresh.
Whereby we have a lot of
dream of
1972.
Dream of it afresh.
Start it. 1972 project.
Some other kind there around Akufo-Addo. Why expand some schools there? Then Mahama did more than that.
Why hey?
Because say, to whom much is given, much is expected from you. What's also about wisdom? Since every day I did for 5 years. Kind of resources, resource that amount, our oil revenue, our taxes.
I enjoy the oil revenue.
All the grants.
Oh, why do people enjoy the oil revenue first?
Revenue first. How the quantum involved in another
time? Because of a project that more feels account.
Yeah, but for you. How many fresh schools? The school line.
Oh yeah.
Has administration block. Has its own administration block. Has everything. University or colleges. 20 colleges we say about it. And now Dubai we say about 20 colleges and SS and primary school.
But next be wo ho your mind is care twice.
Who chooses school for? Who chooses
expansions of school projects are there. But as a leader, for you to make sure you have built on the infrastructure, you create more.
This is everything for you.
Also, University of Science and Technology is at where Takwa. We call it expansion. What is another faculty? Railway.
What's very nice edifice.
That's
a nice edifice. That's
what the another faculty.
Whole university on its own.
Railway school. What the count?
A whole school.
MPP made a fanfare.
A whole school.
Where's the new school? No, it's a faculty you've added. Like when you go to.
It's a whole school on its own.
Or the
railway senior. One thing. They should have. And Nanado and MPP could have said so. Okay. Your friend is saying.
It's a faculty.
Yeah, the back on money at Tunidi. Satellite campus. I don't know how many it's a faculty. But the place is there. And funny pattern.
Mahama
it's a whole thing on its own.
And the administration, UCC, they had a branch of the school at Nyakrum side. It's all rust. Okay. It is rusted.
Because nobody even want to go there.
You know what I'm saying?
Nobody even want to go
there. Schools are built in bush.
Schools there all no. I can't say I can more be choose obi antina Kumasi. And choose school of the taste. That is it. We have a choice.
I can now do why expansion of schools. Agreed.
And new ones. So
now where's the new school?
New school because John Ejekum Kufuor Senior High School. Right. Say I know right. The John Ejekum Kufuor Senior High School say Ekoso. Other schools because I need to get all the names for you. But make sure say when it comes to infrastructure about the chiefs no air canal, they've never heard because they've gone there, they've seen. Okay. And then how many one this one factory and a year juma before you say a year juma.
And I say I can't chat why you be in common afia ma ye afre for no so to me abemu ebi. Ti e ba be hwe no quick na ya mo va sama me say ya na ntuma ahwefo no so edumi emremu bi we akoye chimi ayedi na Mahama oye corrupt Mahama the corruption there na the corruption there ne ade ensam na koso dodo ene mienu amo hai na nado ene Mahama why ena corruption ever foreign pa Wilson
so be them topic you are very important topic for me.
A whole 1 hour.
Very important for me. So this topic,
they are dealing here.
You want me to settle on this call? Let's settle on it properly. Now she for washing and one appreciate what it is.
Okay.
In fact, the first place producer no come here my fro. Na media cracker there who is more. We are qualifying some adjective. It could be simple. Who is corrupt and who is not? Corruption. Oh yeah, buddy. We are looking at the edge at the modern quoting and I edge is quoting. But adibia to influence someone's decision is corruption. Adibia and I'm able to be I didn't because I was offer right to traffic left. It is wrong. It's corruption. And this are drugs. Let's say a crabber. Say COVID-19 vaccine. Now, a 2 percentage. A total. Neither a butcher procurement look at you. It's a corrupt practice.
So you got on a year 10 or
$19.
Okay.
Almost 100% interest. The act itself, this is kind of recording pool. That diversion and everything out is in corruption, and we're also breaching procurement. Okay. Now, young friend start today. These are two different administrators or two different administrations in their era. They dealt with human beings across the globe. Now, Ronaldo is the one currently sitting. Seated in the seats. And then he is the one governing. After the next 3 years, he is our president. We have entrusted him with all our resources. Now, this is where the issue becomes much worrying. Ronaldo, in some of our clients from 2016 in particular, the Oba was a BRB, yes, you know who you are. But maybe to my based on your credibility, I'm set the record you're going to set. You said Mahama was corrupt. That's what Ronaldo was saying. Now, you will never be corrupt. You said Mahama had family and friends in his government, which Mahama never had. Only Howard Mutaripe was the only person who was close to Mahama in his government. By your time, what are we saying? You will protect the public purse. Yem akrade. Yes, can you gum. Na yehia bibia ekoye fema kutua kawa na eda tuebe fuka da boye ho bra no eba ho ban sika onwini gu so no onwin se e kan meta se obi pe sika obi pa ahunya nka na ye so obi pe ahunya ejapade e wona babuma nye wa banum na se ono ko private sector ho no we den wonya ahunya de na nye wa banuma abade nye hunu nde Bibia over practice corruption and over corrupt practices. Oh, wa membu no ebe punish no. No be say na ebe na to the mad no ho anamon. As eba ebe yusu anas aremiya anas wona won nua journalist. Undercover journalist. Obe yusu the principle because ono ye undercover. Eja demudi wo suma se kata hye proye kan jurum. Obe hwehwem no hu a. Be bi na wo bia no na say they will punish you. Then another man pin what shall they say? The man sent me your canty in a Ghana for including most of us, myself, you're supporting 2016. Come. No, mine no mundudin. Ibibia chrono ashana kunuma all the while bemuno to us. Now said by person to special prosecutor. No support all the general Jumudi. Not general Jumudi. Ma corruption producer can why a crime, and I say that's not the empire crime. The question is, it's not about whether somebody practices corruption in your government or not. It's about how did you deal with it. A year put then. Mahama time. In Nippon no ye jumodino. Mahama his own. Niniani Krofna appointee. He punished them. He punished them. But Nanado over 60 scandals. No but that show. And what draw him Nanado wa punish him or not ban him. And the last time question was on network Kubedo. It is very easy. There are about chain. What time for the back now swa. Or easy. The way me or trim na ba na nyam one of my better body compu mu or easy. Dan wa ga sawoba or real. Uba all your dream. One yamwa to hona or say wadness everybody pumwe and yet that is what's happened to Ronaldo. So now the player gonna food the pan and this is kind of say Bobby na nan some kind anti didn't dino or obey kungwani dino. On punish na ben funa no. When you are man or ban from on punishment. On for one as a bit better Mahama ye no. Any a kai biki hammer. Be sebina well down.
Na owo echi
o Sunday o ya be o Sunday keke be say no Sunday Bruno
there so okan
na bi say that so
there so won the kuma munti na wo kan
say ma ye reku fa doka there o Sunday do be say 8 so what mean si no
won the kuma munti
it's good ya ma Sunday o wa kuma me plan me yet because me budu wa kuma no no pay ano open and pepe your pension ni be do to pepe ya mfa na ban mo bi. That is what we want to see. That is a good example of John Dramani Maham's administration. He wouldn't countenance corruption. Journalists, what bonasem do corruption on no one yakao, or munan shawon, or more warning, one tata one. Namin camera mislead. And Ronaldo. Let's start with this one. Bust, a kai buster. Over 1.5 billion oil tankers, no? Over 200. A kind. About 1.5 million liters, gallon, 1.5 million contaminated fuel. Sir, them oil company could be autonomous. They were not even in existence. They were not even registered companies. We sold our oil to them, and the money up to date. Nipana wadi them scandal. You wonder. Nana do akla on pepe. So paying to fear my friend and can was one can be was work account. Go to my cloud when I've been with corruption now, ban my cloud. You ha and now minister and now former president staffer and I'm had day. What's the one of the boss for the Australia scandal Australia? That's people were made to pay money in dollars. Sky will tell you now. We know what could do a journalist now. How are you? No general. Party for soldiers, no to just go on you. Or sign when I return what one by. Them scan out. Anyam had dinner already Jane. Anyam had dinner. What's some on the post? Neither go green massy. Want national community to answer them. Why bar in your share can't channel. Now they call faster house. Anyway, I'm the drum why. But down to our Benny. Yet her. And now you're the vice president, John Yura. PDS. 8 months. Why do you say na? The way John Yura, Baumia saw how much of Pastor House, co pass it, Sabi on the coyer who how much? No, sorry, quite a machine na tentem. What do pass them policy no? Motor transfer, ECG, what the man crank while I was watching. What you gonna fool and crank in him time now? Yes, 8 months in this kind of way. It will be offer for Kadam. Then profit out to Abenin. You were what's the GPS application? It was about 2.5 million. You're a member of the buy. Them scan from why you? No train sumukra and sending contract to about scanners the time in hope. Okay, no sumukra, COVID war back. Obi and watching. Man from Dima say, a man for Uncle Beam, a man for getting washow. Where you are man for Eddie, apart from one seven good Juman, a good banks, and a good, I'm saying, a man for you may now say, a man if you come to one. Now, quite the vast and Fabra, who travel, and 2 and 2 now what to pay more about 79%, obedient 4% on the subject, on tension, on Tossemina. Into a man 4%. Now, cut of vast and February, and you 20 in Jumado. Yariba Munusu or Penfaso. Yariba Munusu a Pahu Adamudi Edi. I'm not trying soon. Now, if you have to now cover over almost 10%, 100% profit. Now we're fraud by the Ura. Special Bassini else in Kotui. Madam man, what's I didn't call it $10. But then I called $19. Why? It's why? As man didn't we. The minute pay a ram at men or house than I not been. He said, them call free now what the Mujimedi it's a Ghana for. No, a man penny at Guado. As a by a public person who ban. Now say to me clear and to me and punish on Chon Aswa. No, that what you do have been man. You are corrupt yourself. That is why Martin Abidu could point to him that he is a mother of all corruption. Wow. That's it. That is the reason. Because I don't know what the Bono Benny now, anyone, you know them, they are still with you. You clear them. You have to be Anton. You have much them, my yemi a belting. Or man penny, I hope you have normal times beam. This is I'll be a
1 minute.
Last minute, I'm in Business. Now, actually, you're going to feel him there. Scar Kawaki and Botonumu. And Madopa now called Private Jets Association. Now call her private jets, nebu a din. A corner step at the ground will win. Ya can ask my say and say, okay, you. If it ain't jive, if it ain't bill, it be mobile. Then I can't buy a juma about by a public person who ban. Then now do. Wait to once acquire another private jet. They will pay against Robertson coin inside of a private cinema. $14 million per hour.
Oh, and easy.
Private cinema at the expense of this ordinary Ghanaian. These are not normal times. So when you talk about corruption, it's not about whether it happened or didn't happen. It's about what the leader is doing. I can't Buzz Brandon. If you try to Buzz Brandon, you know, what about Mahama? Mahama quickly called them to order. The money were refunded. Because now one our family is Kevi. Where we are, my
no health minister. Then some say,
oh, Mohen
Scan
or coin, you more dabano. Siko, no about wedding. Yeah, the board around or Sabin.
Mamma say,
now be a clone agents. That's it.
Mamma say,
that's what they say. Why are they?
We'll call it now. Nana, you see, I was born in my son. Oh, yes, yeah. Kakata San Prayer. I
don't think I'm missing. Is it what can't you? And that is the normal deed of NDC, typical of them. And we, some of us, we understand them. Sometimes I laugh whenever they mention of corruption. Or see, the headline or the topic given was like, who is more, meaning the two of them are corrupt, but I want to know who is the corrupted one. So yes, that one I'll start with him. So it should have been the other way versa. So who is more? Now it was more or less like Onipa no mumi no.
Oh yeah, it's saying because
yes, now it is clear, and he has even justified with his talk. Say Nanado can never and is never corrupt. Who said me first? We may pause on that line. Say. From the time and the political career and in the private business, nobody, not a personal lawyer to Asante Hine, by Asante Hine own accession, or say Onokrano or dinner sem crowd on Jiniska. This man, Nanado Daakye Akufo-Addo, when he was a minister, he was not enjoying state lorries and state fuels. Or the Onua Ninyama. He wasn't taking per diem, traveling allowances, or say Ghana for maybe Dimuso Dachi, intimi training home. So what you say? Or no pen on government bungalow or see be a metina ye mammy. Metina that is Nanado Daakye Akufo-Addo for you. It's personal, you know. Or Jimmy MPC cape and also we pay common fund or the support na economy. So it's also say he was a private man working as Akufo and Daakye whatever institute. No old trainee chambers. No old trainee. For until when you go to France, the law firms na ye juma or is it ordinary in that realm. It's corruption there. Almost trial some person who said another anything about election yai. Almost the video be by ya ye come ye agenda for change. About anymore later they say oh now they will do everything possible to make sure Nanado is being tagged as a corrupt man. But But yeah, obi by year president, obi by year vice, obi by year assemblyman, everywhere or corrupting including a man or a vice president. Emma Yekasi ni boss John Evans Atamos. Emma ni a placing under investigation for to clear yourself to make sure someone will
vice president.
Vice president. Yeah, what do you play today? Any you play tape? Any presidential jet mu? Your money leading is on Gongoto. Or kobe yasi kai bibia fase. Emma John Evans Atamos Anthony one say by that time say kai kojo let me investigate you for na for fia to ata wo ye it's like who ye clearly minded say who nya bibisa what were you supposed to do let that report come out no be who say who nya corrupt it ye bisa say are you corrupt as human being or as water na me mati ase wo ho obey president so eba as sense abetwe no oji tumu we wia yen okọ let us come back to appointment. Mami ending with Ajimamenu issue. Ajimamenu, right, was doing a bit of Ghanaians. And I must say $19. And then $8. But me a procurement officer, I mean, say me to idea transportation everything and count, freezing and keeping those things and count. It's a new total cost. It's must say 10. Man kasamu akam batan say the X factory price o. It's a say go factory on ma na ye bomb di na kwame ampedu na pane na wo me ana. How the thing will get to Ghana and do does me calculation count granted. But today only pan explain yes you are still saying it never said the more can you no credit. Today who so can be so say you can see Canada no. NDC needs now be admit say oh we dey see Canada banti ye danyame ase men da na do ase. Though the supply and say yeah then I saw this kind of near farm boy see what just to say scanning by naiveness of the whole issue because normal propaganda and that so into the yellow crack not yano mo kasi and yellow crack by you've seen a letter chase any pan their bus even the bank guarantee no money tools or whatever it will year way back in June into almost kind of cry they are prepared because they cannot meet the demand. America first so other countries are so almost this kind of bar more committee member say aba and otu are $20 by then not dollars near 2 cedis and then dollars near you are bringing the same in dollars. They make what I say and no to maybe or see where the scar by home vast brand not the buy after the year the personal profits in a year the Germany way you know and on this kind of pepper buy me boy and no in Ghana cedis into the 2 million or the 2 million aba into by that time the 2 million ya dey me san na da ma be by the dey one also the aba they are quantifying with the health minister issue no oh kasi obi eko enana mezide sports ministry wa let us go there and then it happened to the sports minister in 2014 World Cup Brazil oba betina committee enimu so wiye ono anhu ni se wajatum se wa ko eni ye wa say yesika no go ni di mani benya no because obi aboga na krono the other bone the ofo so edi papa bi ama dem me kwati ase okoji scan we no say ojitum se we there I have grooved and he wept to if I use wept cry I say oh soon yeah he cried there cried all the heart out to show remorse no a typical Ghanaians the moment I make my name of everybody will side with me oh we no say me doba una me hia o makukum e no pejano from the sports ministry straight to ever the presidency where obedient me bow champs because I had no main ametiso you call this man a good man comparing with Nanado Dankwe Kufado Maslock so okay trot funny taxi for you see your kotoka abremu kan ye no mu bibie wi anaka na 2 million cedis a ya de ba beje ya almost 5 million cedis Maslock right Maslock see you mo ya ne den mo ya
kan second hand car importation
obaje ye sika ni wi no ambaka ni bedu wono GPR 2 for some GP because car ni board ndo me bo a Emma na say timidi chicheche and now they are even working on this mo find intimi nya kakran film because you hwe dem mo kana e no kre mahama ye ne den about that time or ye ne den a snake for one na ye na yesika akrakra e de to yesi ye ba be software am I
sama no so mienu ntino ye na wie man
10 minutes
pa
with the easy
akasema num na yapon ni na
easy but asempetia so we take it on hwe snake boss software or the GSN Mahamati or Wayanefe. So if I'm mentioning Kojobonsu Rotary Club, oh Kumase, Sikana Kojobonsu de GN, Mahama, Wankashi, or we are Ukraine and Ukraine vice president. Meboa, Kojobonsu, Yankashi and Fahon, and nobody will fault them because they were taking Ghanaians for fools. It's in a job to Tumbagana says, you won't take gun, won't take anything, we'll vote people out in 2016, and it happened. You are telling us, Scandal Saba, Scandal Sabi Brewo. Yakasi ye ko hono mo a Rotary Club Rotary Club was even 4.4 million US dollars and the DJ Ghana for ankasa hwe and equate it to Ghana cedis today and you see sika said be omo dia boy Jogi disu BMW car so kai sa Jogi disu BMW car scandal Mahama Jimaye for the expedition scandal yesi ye de maya se ye ma contractor ye kokosi Burkina Faso wall ye twa wo ho wall ye twa wo ho no me see women who bring for the expedition everyone say that all this scandal we have no problem say for the expedition $1 million na umo bi ebu yen e ma wankasa so ubu bi je wo de na wo de no bebra be ni so about $20 million a wo ti $1 million fi maka yen Ghana boka Burkina Faso wall ye sesi ye embassy keke Mahama John Dramani Mahama e de boy ye krono BMW yesi ye kotaba ye ko ani akoto a different car spec bibi enim ye de boy ye krono Mahama head it or ye dan e fa ho ye wi a Ejura cocoa smuggling program. I think it was before Ejura issues are Amajoro cocoa scandal. No more instead Zayin Ama Eddie Bray. Eko see him fa. Sa inyamani ko see him fa. Jida asontaba RG and the one is a teacher for Yamomu RG. Yamomu equivalent to RG. No, but this one is 4 gig at the expense of about 1,550 Ghana cedis.
1,800.
1,500. Maybe who you know because you don't know. 1,550 cedis. Obi di bi bre RG eno no na etise microwave. So will be a. Who the see we see so be no na say enkosua na dey ato so within 10 minutes. Enkosua ne be ben. Eno ye design 2,500 cedis. Eno so eye sokoko pion. Ene di be say teacher for nkoko yusu.
All right.
Obi see the see so a. Obi timi the see the see so. RG we obi timi the see the see so. Ni nya dey boy for no. Obi timi the see the so be we no opeja we na bo say atu ne ho na maka. No dey call. This is NDC for you. You see scandal see dosun. Amafo community and but you see we next time you will treat it and then you go for this. So that we will tell people near who you about every person. There's no quick repair. There's no
or say to me therefore my na also share ase so edie abane wiye na wa wonim amayofo ne nyom asade a na eche se ensem no emu ayesiye pa omunyina aka nsam na won so wo fi no ye be so fache ye ne sanki be full lines the topic we be to dwa promise da bi we nko anko mu hiya wana obi a de wana nim da e be yasa wana na e de ama
no fast service for that nyina ma moso
pa mame ora fo mo ene meni omo etna se twenkomo ha ye na na kwa
service condom na ma ko
wana odi enkomo de ma MPP amenyoku no e wo awutu senya east na afin so no Kobe Wilson no so kan wana odi enkomo e de ma NDC amenyoku awutu senya east hanon omo eni mpanifo andem na omo tena se a yetwe enkomo na corruption wasam no mu na se ame omo
only the corruption aspect
na Ghana ye kan na so ye Ghana na omo aboye ka o NDC MPP ka Ghana and aboka you me dey friend Ghana Daakye be yi ITV nti Ghana Daakye be yi o channel pa yankopon ya dom na se Yesu ama ye be samba ba tena se no pa no nsia kosi se nondu bebo na ye de ye Ghana Daakye fofo e de abra o channel ye be ko na humesua emu education me woni se betumi aka ye ho Bra David o ITV se me kan che adepa wo kaso new town a ye ndomi se na your birthday nti uchia we part of all me so ameje bre na say no mi ni nyina na ebe ko we ameje bre na meje Ghana Daakye dwumedi e de bre o de frɛ me Sobibo ofori amanfo Sobibo me de wansi
Onyame Ishira